Hi, welcome back to My Messy Fingers. I'm Charlie. We are going to create the front of our album. We've got it all layered out here. I am backing this paper with this beautiful, it's called Lagoon, and I got it from Cardstock Warehouse. You only need 2 sheets, so while you're there, if you go there, you might as well pick up some of your blacks and whites. Or use whatever soft blue you have, or maybe you don't want to use any of it at all. But I'm going to back it on this, and then I'm going to put all of this onto the front, and you can see that the Lagoon helps not only to let the gold pop, but it allows this paper here to stand out on its own. Now, what I've done here to create this front is using quite a bit of ephemera pieces. This one, however, I cut out of the fussy cut sheet that you have in your album. It is, let me see if I can find it real quick. It's on this sheet, and it's this element right here up at the top left corner. And it's the perfect size for matting on lightweight chipboard, adding some height to it, and then setting it down in place so that now you've got an elevated element on the front of your album. And then I took this statement and I cut it out, backed it on some of the gold cardstock. In the bag of goodies I got that are the brass charms, I took off the round ring, and I'm going to put this down here as a little bit of an embellishment. I did pre-attach 2 of the small corner filigrees, and then what else did I put? Oh, we're going to use some of the gold stars that are in your ephemera pack, the moon out of the ephemera pack, and I've got some party favors here. I'll get them figured in there. The bottle of wine and the champagne. And the statement here says, dance without boundaries. And I think that that could go towards everything, not just dancing, but just life in general. So I thought that it was a really cool statement. But this is how the front's going to look. And then I took one of the larger star elements out of the ephemera pack to go here on the spine. And then for the back, I cut out the statement that says masks on. And we're going to use one of the several masks that are in the ephemera pack here on the back. Now the ribbon I've chosen out of my stash is this gold chevron. You can use whatever gold ribbon you want, but it does need to go down first before we do anything else. So I'm just going to shove that aside. I did use some fray check at the ends, and I think for the most part it has dried, but I'm just going to start here with the unglued ends. This being at 9.5, I'm centering, or 9 inches, I'm centering at 4.5. I want to make sure that's not my glued end. This is it, okay. And then we'll put this on here. That's got to go down first. Let's give it a good rub. Okay. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to lay on the light blue cardstock. It's going to go down first. I don't want to lose my elements, so I'm just going to slide that off very gently. I am going to tape this on because I want to make sure that I have it where I want it to be. The glue I use dries extremely fast, and if I have a placement error, at least with tape, I can take it off. I'm working here at an angle, so I don't always get to see that I'm laying things down correctly. It's going to be kind of fun working with this collection. I'm kind of curious with myself as to how I'm going to approach it. What am I going to come up with? One in the middle to keep it from popping up. There we go. All right. When I cut this, I did mark that this was the front piece and this is the top, so that it goes on correctly. So I'm going to open this up. And I'm going to start here at this edge. Just a little bit of gold. Get that committed. I do want to give a shout out to cardstockwarehouse.com, even though I'm only using just a couple of their pieces. They have great quality cardstock, and I love the color arrays that they have and just the overall feel. So if you haven't had a chance, swing by and check out their website. All right, so now we're going to put this in. I'm going to go ahead and glue this piece in because it's a small piece and I'm pretty sure of its placement. Okay. Come down here. Oops, I need to pull this up just a hair. There we go. Get it centered. Okay, I'm all right. Now we'll put on the back piece. I am currently in my brain thinking ahead, trying to decide if I'm going to use a decorative die with this collection or if I'm just going to keep it straightforward. Sorry, I don't need to burnish this, but my book is in the way. But I don't want to mess anything up here because I'm afraid I'm going to lose all my little tiny pieces. So I'm trying to work around it. Okay, starting with this edge, just lining it up here. Okay, so we've got all the paper removed. All right, staying with the back, I'm going to go ahead and now move back to the spine and to the front. Try and move that up out of the way a little bit. There are some really wonderful images in this collection, and I am just pondering how best to play with them. Just kind of a little secret, it took me probably a good couple hours just trying to piece the front together so that it would represent the paper and represent what I'd like for it, the story for it to tell as the album comes together. So I'm constantly thinking on how to work the paper so that it's pleasing. Now, while I'm doing this, I will say that I have inked all my edges. I noticed that when I was playing with the mask, there's some beautiful dark browns in the coloring with a slight hint of kind of a bronzy look to it. So I inked with Walnut Stain out of the Distressed ink line that Tim Holtz has. And it's just going to add just some color here on the edges. And now I'm going to tackle the adhesive on the back of these. I'm always struggling to try and just get a good lip going. There we go. And I inked the inside, and then I just kind of went right around the top of everything. I'm going to do my best to center this, and then I'm going to glue this piece down. Masks on. Okay, there's our back. Here's our spine. And I hope you realize by now that you're cutting these pieces to fit. I cut this to fit based on how much gold I wanted to see. The biggest strips of gold are going to be here because that's where the book closes. Okay, this is one of the larger stars out of the ephemera. Let's see if I can get it lifted again. Whoops. Oh, that's tearing apart. Let's move on to a new one. There, got it. Boy, it does not want to come off. There we go. Come on. Come on, there we go. I don't know that there's really any right or wrong way to mount this. All right, now we're going to move on to the front piece. So I'm just going to very gently shake all of these off. So by now, if you haven't figured it out, this was the focal point. This is the piece of paper that I've chosen out of the entire pack to be the focal point, to represent not only the paper, but hopefully the storytelling all the way through. I did pre-attach these. It was easier than waiting until I got the album done. But having pre-attached those, I did forget to ink, so bear with me. White edges kind of drive me crazy. I don't know why that is. I guess I just personally find it a tad bit of a distraction. All right, let's turn it over, grab my tape. And then one down the center for stability. And you know, if you wanted to, and I might do it still, I tried to find this flower. You've got an entire 12 by 12 sheet of floral that you can cut out and accent. And I wanted to find this one. I can find this one, but I wanted to do a little bit of a build-up here. I might still go back in and do that. I just end up changing the appearance of the floral, but I like this one here. Okay, first thing I'm going to mount is this. So again, a lightweight chipboard, like a cereal box, something to just give it some sturdiness. And then I used some pop-ups, strips, to lift this and give it some elevation off the front. And it's just going to sit right in here. And the challenge was cutting these out. So that's where you're actually going to spend the majority of your time. All right, so let's kind of get things placed back on here a little bit. And I'm going to glue that in. And I've got my little party streamers here. If I can get them up here. And then I've got my stars, which I'm going to gather around here. So what I want to do is set this in. But to do that, I really want to get the party streamers in underneath of it. So I'm going to, I did not. Oh, I just didn't ink the inside of the eye. See, I can catch that white edge. Okay. So if I'm going to put this here, where's the gold one? And I want the gold one to come in under like so. And this one, and then this little one. Okay, so I'm going to lift this. I think I'll put the little one in first. I know these are adhesive back, but I am not going to mess with this little guy trying to get that adhesive back off of there. And I think I put that in the wrong spot. And then I want to put this one next. See if I can get it lifted without tearing it. No, I'm tearing it. Ta-da. All right, so I want this one. And then I'm going to go ahead and leave that lifted up, and I'm going to go ahead and place the moon down. This is the slowest part. Okay, well, I missed the mark right there. Oh well. This one. Trying to figure out where I want to place this one. I'll go down here. Mess with this while I think about that. Dance without boundaries. Such a wonderful life statement. And here we go again. My sincere apologies for the slow work on these. Well, for Pete's sake, let's try a different corner. I may end up just giving up and gluing it down. I also got new glasses today, so I'm a bit struggling with the depth. I think I have it, but then it won't. I got it. There's that one. Nope, I tore that. There we go. And then this guy, where do I want to put it? I want him on here. I guess I should have mounted him underneath. Oh, can I get up underneath there still? I can. So let's see if I can get this off this end. Come on. I know I'm not the only one that struggles with these. I just know I am not. Crying out loud. Separated that one as well. I might just glue this one down because I am not having much luck. I'm not getting the adhesive back off without separating it completely. It's all right. So if I lift this, and I'm going to just tuck that kind of underneath there, and then I'm just going to dab just a hint of glue. I'm just not going to keep struggling with trying to get that adhesive off. Okay. I need to put some glue under that. All right, now I've got some stars. I just kind of want to scatter them around. I don't know how easy it's going to be getting some of these off. I might, you know what, I'm not going to mess with them. I am simply just going to glue them down. As long as nobody's poking at them, there's no fear of them separating from the paper. I think I'm going to put that in there. And I'm going to bring this one down here. And this one up here. Now the only thing I have left to add is my little brass piece here. I don't have much of an edge, so I'm going to kind of fill in with glossy accents and drop her in right there. Okay, so that completes the outside of our album. Dance Without Boundaries. I love that. Okay, so if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. And until the next time, and bye-bye.